Guys, if you're thinking about buying a used car with your tax return this tax season, you got your money, you're feeling good, you need to stop and watch this video first. Because in today's video, I'm gonna tell you why this tax season, you're gonna lose a lot more money than you should. You'll be surprised, but it's a common misconception. Like, people actually think that their tax return is free money. Like, you know what I mean? They can just go ball out. No, it's your money that you got overtaxed and now you're getting refunded. That's why it's a tax refund, not a tax stimulus. And I just missed gears. You need to be conscious with your decisions with this money because it's not free money. This is your money that you worked for, right? The more of a tax refund that you get, the bigger that paycheck, that's bad. You don't want to get overtaxed. You want to get your money when you worked for it. You need to think like that when you're going to buy something, especially if you're going to buy a used car. You know, if you're somebody that got your refund and you're thinking, oh, it's free money, you know what I mean? I'm just gonna go and I'm gonna buy something lit. I'm gonna have fun. I'm gonna ball out. I'm gonna buy this new car, this and that. You gotta be wary, man. You can't go into it with that mindset, because that's when you get taken advantage of by dealers or really anybody selling a car. You know, the best type of person that's buying a car is a person with too much money. Somebody that doesn't care about blemishes, somebody that doesn't care about a little scratch or this and that or minor things that should be concerning. That's the person that's gonna overspend on a car and not care because they're balling. Tax season's coming around. There's a lot of people just like you that also got money. You know, prices might get a little more competitive. You know, people have been watching cars for weeks or months, and finally now they're within budget range to make that purchase. What does that mean for you as a buyer? That means you have more competition. A car that's worth $1,000 right now is probably worth $1,500 for you, because now you got 10 more people looking at that same car, right? So you got to do a little more market research. Make sure you're not getting overcharged for any type of car. That's the last thing you want to do, regardless of your financial situation. You got to be conscious when making these decisions. You don't care about the buyer and their sob story. You're not going there to help nobody out. You're not a charity. That is the one thing you are not. And you need to remember that. You are not a charity. Just because you have extra money and you could help out somebody doesn't mean you should. You need to be conscious with your spending, conscious with your decisions. And this goes a lot further than just cars. You know, this is just life in general. You think of people that win the lottery and they get millions and millions of dollars. And everybody always wonders, oh, how did they blow it all so quick? If I had that, it would last me a whole lifetime, this and that. And you'd be surprised how easy it is to blow through a large sum of money when you don't have any mental training. It all starts up here. How you grew up and the type of money and people you're around affects your decision making. That is just a given. If you're somebody that grew up around money and you learned how to handle money, how to make money grow for itself, you know, all these different things, and obviously you're gonna have a better shot at making $1 million last, because you understand that it's not about how much you spend, it's about how much you invest and make that money multiply so it can last you a long time. You know, $1 million is not $1 million for life. Let's just talk about a high yield savings account. I think the interest rates right now for those is like 4% or something like that. If you invest a full $1 million, right? I mean, you budget a little bit, you can damn near live off just the interest alone. I think that's what, 40,000, 4%. That's like $40,000 a year you're getting off interest. So obviously, if you budget enough, you can make that work. You know, people go to work every day working full time and make 40,000 and they survive. So you see, it's not about spending that $1 million. It's about investing it, making it grow. And that's the same thing with your tax return. You shouldn't be focused, my second camera is overheated. This is why I switched from GoPro. GoPro. We don't like GoPros anymore, bro, because they're so annoying with that overheating. But I mean, back to the main angle. I guess this is all y'all gonna get for the rest of the day. Your goal should not be to spend. Your goal should be to invest, make that money grow. Find a way. You know, either you invest in a business. If you take that $1 million and you invest it in literally anything, you have more of a chance on that 1 million growing versus if you just waste it. The last thing you want to do is waste it. The last thing you want to do is let $1 million sit in your checking account or a regular savings account, the first step you should do is have a high yield saving and put that tax return into that high yield saving. You know, that 4% adds up. Depending on how much money you have in that account, you're going to be getting a couple bucks a month. And you might think, a couple dollars ain't nothing. It's more than what you were getting if you had it in a regular savings account. I mean, dude, I had my money in a regular savings before I knew all this, and I was already getting like a couple cents a month. Like for the whole year, I don't even think I'd get $1. And I switch it to a high yield, and boom, it's like night and day. So the interest rate matters. You need to educate yourself whenever you're touching any type of money. Don't just go buy stuff blindly. Now, that's how you blow through your tax return. And then that $2,000-$3,000 that you got and you're happy about, before you know it, boom, it's like that. And you know, a lot of people say $1,000 ain't money, $2,000 ain't money, $3,000 ain't money. Obviously, I'm not saying this is life-changing money. You know what I mean? In current times, things are expensive. You know, $2,000 might just be rent. $1,500 is like the average rent nowadays. So that literally might just be rent money. And, you know, it can go fast. I understand that. But the point I'm trying to make is, let's say you didn't get that $2,000, right? Because you're overtaxed, right? The government had that money for you. And basically, you were unconsensually saving that money the whole time. Because basically, Uncle Sam took your money. He held it for you. He didn't put in a high yield saving. They just held on to your bread. And then once a year, they was like, all right, let's give you back your bread that we held from you, that we shouldn't have taken, right? You overpaid in taxes. They had your bread. That's like a savings account, right? Think about it. The whole year, the government is saving your money for you. They're helping you budget because you had to survive with that extra 20, that extra 50 getting taken out of your paycheck that you weren't supposed to be taxed, because a tax refund is when you overpay for taxes, right? Stay with me. So if you're able to go the whole year with that type of budgeting, you're able to make it work without that extra $100, that extra $200 a month, right? Take the taxes return and put it in a high yield saving. Invest it. Don't focus on spending it when you get it. Just invest it. Do that for a couple of years. Take that $2,000, take that $3,000, right? You're supposed to be saving regardless throughout the whole year. So if you're not saving, you need to do a budget, do an Excel sheet, something. I'm gonna help y'all. I'm gonna make an Excel sheet, and I say I'm gonna drop it by next weekend. Next Saturday, I'm gonna drop an Excel sheet for y'all that's gonna help y'all budget. I'm gonna put in all the formulas. So all you literally gotta do is put in the numbers, and it's gonna help you budget yourself, right? Based on how much you earn, how much you should be saving. I'm gonna have all that in the Excel sheet, so you don't even have to worry about it. All you have to do, punch in the numbers and stick within your means, right? Because you should be saving regardless, guys. I know times are hard, but if it's even $10, you have to condition yourself to put money aside for a rainy day. And that's how investing starts. You know, you don't grow accounts to 6 figures overnight. It all starts with putting a little bit aside, thinking about what type of investment account you want to open, what type of business you want to invest that money into. Something. You need to put the money into something. We only live once. I put my money into camera gear. I got 2 cameras now, head mounts. I invested in my car because I wanted to make car content. You know, obviously I'm saving, like I just told y'all, I have a high yield savings account, but the mics, the camera gear, all these things, they cost money. And this was an investment. And my goal is one day, you know what I mean, I'm gonna take over the internet. That's my far-fetched goal. And that could be compared to saying I want to be a successful rapper. You know, there's so many people on YouTube trying to do the same thing. But that's life. We're all just trying. We're all here one time for a short time. So you might as well try something. Don't just waste all your money. Don't just take it and spend it all. Invest in yourself. Buy books. Go back to school. Or if you're in a job you don't like, try to build your resume and get something else. Literally anything but just burning through the money. If you're looking to buy a used car, you know, I know I started with that and I kind of went on a tangent because I realized it's much more bigger than just cars. It's much more bigger than wanting to up your ride or something. If you were somebody that was waiting for your tax return to buy a car, you really need to think, is this car really going to enhance your way of life? Are you going to make more money because you can go to work, you can stay longer at work, you can do more overtime, you know what I mean? Because now you have a bigger expense. If you couldn't afford the car before the tax return, you need to think about the expenses that the car brings. A car is not just the $3,000 it costs up front to buy it. And I'm talking about a used car here. I'm not talking about new cars. I'm talking about a used car. A car is not only the upfront cost. The car is maintenance. The car is brakes. The car is oil changes. The car is insurance. All these things you need to take into consideration before you buy this car. Are you able to sustain yourself and the car until next year's tax return? Because you can't just live off of tax returns. You got to have enough money to keep yourself afloat and budget and invest. You need to do all these things. You know what I mean? Because that's how we need to get ahead. And if you can do that, then I say go for it. You know, buy the used car, do your research. Don't just buy a hunk of junk. Buy something that's good, that's going to last you, and enjoy yourself, man. But please, guys, you know, I'm going to end off this video shortly because I'm almost at the spot where I want to go. And obviously, if you're somebody that watches my videos are like, you already know we going to the AMC movie theater parking lot, man. I love going there. I love finishing my videos there. It's nice. I started recording 8K footage. So my memory card, I forgot to delete some stuff off, so we about to run out of storage soon. But guys, y'all see we made it. I think, I'm gonna end these videos with a little face-to-face conversation. We still got the head mount on, got the TSX in the background. I love this thing. I'm not telling y'all in this video to not buy used cars. I'm just telling y'all to be smart. Think smart. A tax return is not free money. It's your money. So with this information, think smart. It's not a stimulus check. You work for this money, save it, be smart. Just taking the decision once towards financial freedom could set you to a lifetime of not having to worry about tax refunds or anything. You'll get to the point where you buy whatever you want, but it starts now. Be smart, think logical with your money, don't make stupid decisions. And I'm gonna go ahead and end off this video right here in my W spot with a TSX, man. Y'all see what's going on. I love this thing. It's my best purchase. If y'all haven't already, like, comment, and subscribe. I know I got a couple older people in my videos, so if you're one of them and you have better advice, some things I can improve on in my thought process towards financial freedom, let me know down below, because we're all learning for the first time. We're all going through life. So let me know what y'all think, man. Go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe if you like the content. Travel and buy TSX, and I'm gonna catch y'all next video, guys. Peace.